We are in the third canto, third chapter of the Bhagavatam, 16th verse. Evam sanchitya bhagavan स्वराज्ये स्थाप्य धर्मजं नन्दयामास सुहृदः साधूनां वर्त्मदर्शयन्. Lord Shri Krishna, thus thinking to himself, established Maharaj Yudhishthira in the position of the supreme control of the world in order to show the ideal administration on the path of piety. So we know why did Krishna took such an effort, but so many people died in the battle. Let us understand this. Krishna declared a war. Basically, the whole war was on the inspiration from Krishna. Continuously he was saying that this war has to be there. So there is a nice definition. Devata and Danava. Prabhupada defines in a very sweet way. Devata means who very happily, yesterday we were reading this, very happily executes the order of the Lord. With enthusiasm, with happiness. Chant Hare Krishna, very happily he does it. Great. Because you know he's going to benefit from this for his good. And the same way, don't smoke, very happily, yes, I'll not do it. It's good for me, I'm benefiting. So all the instructions the Lord has given, he executes very happily. He is delighted. In Bhagavad Gita also Prabhupada gives the same way. When Krishna is speaking the chapter, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Prabhupada the devotee is so happy. He's so happy because the Lord is speaking now. The Lord is speaking about himself. The devotee is so happy, the Lord is speaking. That's the nature of the devotee. He's taking note and some instruction is giving. We do not have a friend like Krishna. Now, if he is giving an instruction, it is so much for my good. Let me read that instruction. That's a famous joke, no? So always you open our mobile to see any messages come, and WhatsApp, Facebook or other sites. Bhagavad Gita has so many messages, never open. The famous joke. Full of messages, full of instruction, we never open. But here the silly people, all Baddha Jivas, totally bound by network of Maya, dragged by Maya, what they'll speak anything or any value. And we're very eager to hear that. It is not going to benefit us at all. Narad Muni rather says, in any message which is not connected to the glorification of the Lord, it's like a wind which sways away the boat in the ocean. The mind is thrown in a whirlpool of anxieties by hearing. Bhayam Dvitiya Anuveshata. Any message which is taking your mind away from Krishna, which is rather, to say even better, which is making you look at the world disconnected from Krishna. Just like you hear about some events, Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada asked many times, would you come tomorrow for a program at this place? If Krishna so desires. Connected to Krishna. Tomorrow is connected to Krishna. Today is connected to Krishna, correct? And Danavas, today, tomorrow, future, all disconnected. They're all planned, no Krishna itself. I'll do like this. I'll have a nice bungalow, then I'll have a beautiful wife, a lot of money, and I'll enjoy. Where is Krishna in this? Where is Krishna in this? Their future, present, past had no Krishna in it. Now this is actually a Danava. Danava means what else? Danava means there is no connection to the Lord. And Devata means very, very happily he obeys the directions of the Lord. That's the Devata. Correct? Devata, Danava. Danava Devata. So very nicely these things are explained here in the Bhagavad Gita also. The whole chapter is here on Danava or Devata. Total outlook is different. Now, who should rule the world? Devata or Danava? Devatas. Because this world has been created for us who are rebellious to the Lord to be reformed. So who should take charge of the people who are being reformed? Devata or Danava? If Danavas are in charge, then rebellion will only increase. Correct? He is not actually able to represent the Lord if somebody is himself rebellious to the Lord. If somebody is disconnected from the Lord, he cannot represent the Lord. If somebody is not recognized by the Lord, he cannot represent the Lord. Take it? That's fine. He cannot. So many places, different instructions are there. So Krishna always wants somebody who is devotee to take charge of the world. And Krishna therefore chose Maharaj Yudhishthira. Why? Why did he choose him? Because Maharaj Yudhishthira was a recognized great devotee. We see so many instances, actually Pandavas are exalted devotees of the Lord. No, nowadays people have no clear picture on that only. Quite confused. Yesterday I was trying to make a quiz we had to go to some college. So Sridhara went, so I made some quiz for him. And I'm making the quiz. Most of the questions are around Karna. Public quiz, some questions of Mahabharata, Ramayana. Mahabharata, all around Karna. Nowadays he is a hero, not Arjuna. So strange this world is. Just like you can become the Prime Minister of the country by just few days of propaganda in the newspaper. Prabhupada said that's how it is. Any person can become hero in days. In days he can become a hero by propaganda in the newspaper. Where you can compare to the Pandavas? Pandavas are recognized great devotees of the Lord. In fact, the Bhagavatam also begins with the story of the Pandavas. Uttara is running to Krishna. That's how the Bhagavatam begins. So discuss how dear they are to the Lord. So if you want to discuss about Krishna, you can begin with the Pandavas, no problem. Because Prabhupada was joking, no? Radha Krishna Leela is not easy. Somebody said, Radha Krishna Leela not very important because Krishna went into Maya. Later, I hear Arjun Krishna Leela. So Prabhupada started laughing. He said, if you are not so fortunate to understand Radha Krishna Leela, you hear at least Arjun Krishna Leela. No problem. At least hear that. And the Radha Krishna Leela is the highest, and it is not easy. It's very, very advanced. Very advanced. It requires a lot of purification. So now here, so Krishna is very keen, and that is why he got Maharaj Yudhishthira to fight the war. He was keen, a great devotee, a devata rules the world, so that the very purpose of creation is executed. But suppose you are at the helm of affairs and you are not following rules, be ready. Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata abhyuthanam dharmasya tadatmanam shrijamiham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkitam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Okay? So Krishna is going to take action. He is not going to sit idle. You are in charge of a big institution and you are not following principles of dharma, be ready. Be ready. Therefore, the laws of karma are not to punish anybody. They are to make us very responsible. Okay, na? So you act irresponsibly, Krishna will have to take some severe action to make you responsible. That's all. That's laws of karma. That's all the laws of karma. Laws of karma are not meant to punish somebody. No. Krishna's children, he has no desire to punish a child. Laws of karma are to make you a responsible individual. Accept responsibility for your actions. So many times the mind is desiring, okay, perhaps I can enjoy like this, I can enjoy like that. That's okay. But do you know these are sinful activities? Are you ready to accept responsibility for those activities? Can you stand upright and say, yes, I should not have done it? Correct? Then you are a gentleman. So therefore laws of karma come into picture to reform us. So Krishna was very happy. In fact, this is when Yudhishthira Maharaj became the emperor, he is very, very happy after the war. And Prabhupada said, that is vote. Krishna said, let Yudhishthira be the king. That's one vote. And Yudhishthira Maharaj, we discussed a rule. It was so wonderful that it was as if Vaikuntha came on earth. So wonderful rule. And he was so much in harmony with the Lord that there was no anxiety. Nobody had any anxiety. Anxiety starts when you have to take charge of the situation. When you know that the boss is taking charge, you're very peaceful. Don't have to bother much. Correct? Things are taken care. You have economic anxiety, you have political anxiety, you have social anxiety, you have monetary anxiety. But when there is a competent person to take charge, you don't have to worry. You can just peacefully take rest. Hana? There is no anxiety. And then also when there is a very good ruler, even something unwanted does not happen. Just like in the case of Lord Krishna, one Brahmana went to Lord Krishna and he was shouting, something wrong you are doing. Said, why? My son died in front of me. Reverse should happen. Father should die in front of the son. It's irregular, no? When a son dies in front of father. Correct? It is because you are doing something wrong. And he was shouting and charging at Lord Krishna. And Krishna was silent because it's true, the principles. And then Arjuna was standing. He could not hear the blasphemy like this. So Arjuna said, call me when your next child is getting born. I am Arjuna, the Gandiva bearer. In the universe, anywhere the child is taken, I can bring him back. Even Yamaraj takes it, I can bring him back. Actually, Arjuna is extremely powerful. I can bring him back here. Let us see next time. I'll stand here with my... So Arjuna stood here with all the arrows and his bow. And outside, and about the birth is about to happen. Then sound came, quack, 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 book. Child disappeared. Not only child disappears, Arjuna's all arrows also disappeared. And Arjuna thinking, ye kya ho gaya? And he had promised that if I cannot proctor the child, I'll enter fire. So they burned fire and Arjuna is able to give, just like in Mahabharata war also, who was the person because of whom Arjuna was about to enter fire, finally they killed him. Kya naam tha uska? End of the day, Krishna created artificial sunset. Are yaar. Krishna killed half the army that day to kill him. Arjuna killed half the army of the Kaurav. हाँ? अरे ये तो अर्जुन का नाम बता रहे. Jayadratha. Jayadratha. Mahabharata quiz now. So this happened. So we know in the situation that Arjuna, took the whole. So that is the capacity of Arjuna. So all the arrows of Arjuna, there also Arjuna was actually could not reach him because Duryodhana placed the whole army in front of him. And Arjuna that day so angry because of the death of Abhimanyu. That was the power. That's why Krishna was inciting Arjuna. He knew this person is too powerful. Nobody can fight with him. He knew that. That day nobody could fight with him. Bhishma, all had to just pay way. When Arjuna was in his full potential, all had to just drop their weapons and stand aside. Arjuna showed similar power also in Virat. The day he came out of the Vanvas, he defeated everybody. Bhishma, Karna, he defeated twice some people. Karna was defeated twice that day, very badly. And here also in a very big mess now. Everybody, nobody, all had to just run. Arjuna, that's why Krishna was inciting Arjuna. When he took a wheel and ran toward Bhishma, it was too, because he was so pious soul. He could not still take up. And they're not his relatives, no? He's not bringing out his full potential. He did not kill them in the heart. He's a Vaishnava. He's so soft. He's doing his duty. But he's not fully acting on his potential. So Krishna incited him. He became like Parashuram that day. No fighting possible with him. Correct? Parashuram also nobody could fight, no? Cut. Half the army, that is how many? 11 Akshani? 5.5 Akshani is swallowed alone one day. That is the potential. 2 days war, he would have finished it. That was power of Arjuna. And nobody can actually fight with Arjuna on that battlefield. He was extremely powerful personality. And now what happened was that so that at the end of the day you could not reach because whole army had kept in front. So then what happens? Duryodhana and all Karna start shouting, now Arjuna, run, now enter the fire, now enter. So they fire the light and Arjuna is about to enter. Krishna, what he does? He makes a sunset. Like now something inconceivable he can do. He hides the sun for some time. He creates some magic. Sunset happens. And everybody thinks, ho gaya. Jayadratha thinks it's over. So I start shouting, hey Arjuna, ho gaya na, ho gaya. Now you're going to die, Arjuna. So Then Krishna removes the sunset. Arjuna, here is Jayadratha, kill him. And he kills him. And he tells him how to kill. To throw his head in the lap of his father. So that the benediction was, if it falls in the lap of the father and father throws the head, whoever throws the head, he will die. So he throws in the lap, and also in the time when Sandhya Vandanam time is going on. So father is busy with Gayatri, so his attention is not there, otherwise he would not throw the head of the son. And Arjuna would have died. So he throws him at time, he is busy with Om Boo Boo. And he throws little inattention. And dum, finished. And his father died. So Krishna is so clever. So coming to the point, the fire. So again fire was lit, and Arjuna again had the instance to enter the fire. It's promised, if I cannot protect the child, I'll enter fire. And so Krishna comes there. Arjuna, again please wait. There is no use of doing this. But Arjuna says, why? Because after the child died, I covered the whole universe. I went everywhere, including Yamaraj. I asked. He said, no, the child did not come here. I would have brought him from there also. Arjuna could travel. He is a son of Indra. He has all the powers. He had gone to Devaloka also once. Everywhere I have gone. He is not in heaven. He is not in hell. He is not in any planet. Everywhere I have asked whether the child by this nature or name has come. But nobody says, no, he has not come here. Then what do I do? So therefore, according to promise, I am entering fire. Krishna says, no, you cannot see the child. Come with me. And I'll bring a special chariot brought. Because now you need a special, material chariot cannot go there. Because they're going across the boundary of the universe. And Arjuna and Krishna sit and they go across the boundary of the universe. Any direction you go, it's a jail boundary. Outside is the across. So they come out of the outside the boundary of the universe. And what do they see? They see Brahmajyoti, bright light. And then after that, they see Narayana lying down. In fact, they can't foresee him. The effulgence is so much. He reveals himself, so beautiful form of the Lord. And he takes darshan and he said, I'm so happy to see Krishna form. Even I am attracted to see this amazing form. Wanted to have some visit by both of you. Therefore, I knew this trickily needed. Just to have their darshan, arrange this. Here are the children I stole from the Brahmana. Out there. Take them. And then, few children had died, and so they take it back. So Arjuna did not have to commit suicide. So in this way, anyway, so Arjuna was a very wonderful personality. And Krishna was very happy when a great emperor like Yudhishthira Maharaj rules the world. It's a great pleasure for the Lord. Because not the people are under proper shelter. Just like if a person is very sick, and you are the parents, and if he is under the counsel and guidance of a good doctor, you are so happy. The doctor is very competent. There is nothing to worry. Just like in that case we went to the doctor and he said, don't worry, he is under very good hands. There is nothing to worry. Then you feel very peaceful. Correct? So similarly, when Krishna sees the whole country, all the world, all the universe is under the superintendence of a great devotee, Krishna is very happy. That's the way it should be. The Brahma is always a great devotee. Non-devotee cannot take up that post. And many times when the Danavas capture the post from the Devatas, Krishna personally protects and removes them. They do that sometimes. Sometimes Danavas win. And the Devatas pray and Krishna comes and changes the situation. They should not rule the world. So here on earth now, a Danava, practically, Duryodhana, had taken charge of the world. Krishna wants to change that because it's not going to help. The world is only created for the purpose that those who are rebellious to the Lord can be reformed. And here the chief himself is very rebellious. He does not want to follow the orders of the Lord with happiness and enthusiasm. He doesn't care about the orders of God. You tell somebody, Krishna says we should not do this. I don't care. He's a demon. And you say, Krishna says do this. Yes, very happily I'll obey this. It may be difficult because we are addicted to so many things. But marks are given for trying. Sincerely you try to follow. That's a pleasure. And then Krishna is very pleased. So that is the first part of the shloka. Krishna is very, very happy when Yudhishthira Maharaj takes up the throne. Because he can execute. There is some purpose the creation has been made. He can participate in the purpose of the creation. And king should be transparent to the will of the Lord. will of the Lord is executed. Correct? You own a company, you have a CEO, you come, call him and tell what you want. He has to execute all that. No? You are the owner of the company. Isn't it? So Krishna owns the universe. And CEO is Brahma. He calls Brahma for a meeting and he says this all should be done. And Brahma is very happy to execute the will of Krishna. Correct? This Brahma is not only very happy to, he actually is a great devotee of the Lord. The best among all the living entities. And is very dear to the Lord. And Prabhupada explaining in the purport how after the dissolution what happens, all the different, all the living entities, metal energy, everything is merged together in the universe. And again the creation is made. When you are born, it is like you get up from the sleep every day, you start running around, correct? That's how we start running around for our facilities. As if waking from slumber. How funny it is. Every day morning you wake up, what happens then? Our desires come back, haunt our heart, and we start running to fulfill our desires. This well fulfill desire, this well fulfill, you can start running. Correct? That's what happens. The same way, actually, when we born in a new life, same thing happens. What happens? We start running to fulfill our desires. New life you are born, we wake up, open our eyes, and we start running how to fulfill our desires. That's what is happening in this world. So the next point is actually the Parikshit Maharaj. He was needed because he's a very, very great personality. He's not ordinary soul. For us, easily you can find a replacement. You really cannot get souls of the quality of Parikshit Maharaj. Highly, highly pure. Great devotee of the Lord. And Krishna wanted him to rule the world. But there Ashwatthama's Brahmastra came and it destroyed. It came and destroyed. It killed his body. Brahmastra cannot fail. And then Krishna what he did? He gave a new body. Just imagine the magic. Just imagine the magic of Krishna. He gave a new body. That's the power of Krishna. Inconceivable. Inconceivable. Now medically how it is possible? Just out of wind, out of magic, out of nowhere, a new body is given. Just like Krishna, when the Brahmas stole all the coward boys, from nowhere Krishna gave them, created Narayana form, and all the Narayana form took a body corresponding to what was already there, with the same behavior. So Krishna can do anything. Metal energy, spiritual energy, Parashakti Vivideya Shruyate. Maybe the medical science will learn also one day. We can recreate a body. Where Krishna did it. You'll have to spend your time. But Krishna does it by using very high technology. When we do it, we use very low level technology with dum, your microscopes, your hammers. Krishna doesn't use all this thing. Krishna does it with higher knowledge. With the higher knowledge, you can do something very easily. Correct? You can do something very easily. That's the point. With the lower knowledge, we have to do things very, very difficult way. Just like thread is there. So ant is walking it like this, it comes in like this. But if he has the more knowledge, it can just jump because the higher knowledge. So higher knowledge, you can do things very easily. So Krishna has the highest knowledge, Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was able to recreate the whole body which was just destroyed by Ashwatthama. How it is? Krishna is inconceivable. He is not beyond any rules and limitations. But Swarat is independent and he can do anything which he wishes. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.